My name is Group Manager Phil Wilde. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the tactical response vehicle. As you can see, it doesn't look dissimilar to a standard fire appliance. It's slightly smaller in its size. With various lockers with different sorts of equipment in each locker, and it's generally themed per locker as well. So this locker carries what we call sort of like the rescue equipment, so the road traffic collision equipment. We've got a range of equipment within this locker itself. One of the key features of the tactical response vehicle equipment is the cutting gear and the rams, which is battery powered rather than hydraulically powered. So this enables a very quick get to work with that particular equipment. We've got a range of other equipment on there, such as small tools, socket sets, sharps protection kit and stabilisation equipment, so that we can actually stabilise the vehicle before we get to work on it. This locker really augments this one to some extent in that we've got lay flat cones, so these cones will extend out and we can position them on, and in here is space for some spare breathing apparatus cylinders and some breathing apparatus sets. This locker itself is more water based, so what you can see in here is a range of different nozzles effectively for the end of the firefighting hoses, which can be equipped further with additional nozzles which clip on the end, which give it a foam throwing capability, and then some other water equipment such as this is something we call an ejector pump, so we can pump out flooded basements for instance, something called a ground monitor, which you can plug a nozzle in the end and leave based on the ground, some sheeting, and what you would normally class as your normal firefighting hose. Coming round to the back of the vehicle, just open this up. We have the main pump of the vehicle itself. Actually sitting within the body of the vehicle we've got a tank which carries 1400 litres of water, and this pump is not dissimilar than what you would find on the standard fire appliance. It's an electronic pump control, so that can once you've arrived at the incident itself, you can press a button on the electronic pump control and it will automatically deliver the amount of pressure of water that you need through whatever hose you're using. I'm talking about hose, we've mentioned some down the side. This is a smaller type of hose on a drum which can be deployed very, very quickly. We call that a hose reel. One capability that the tactical response vehicle has, in addition to the standard pumping appliance, is the ability to deliver foam very, very quickly. There is an integral foam tank which, by operating some levers, you can introduce into the pump itself, and you can actually deliver foam instantly through either the hose reel or through your larger hose from these outlets through the nozzles that I showed you on the side earlier. Just open the strap, show you in here. So in here you will see that there is a ladder which will get you up to around about first floor level on a normal domestic house, maybe a little bit higher, and some larger hose which we use for pumping from open water supplies such as swimming pools and lakes and ponds and that sort of thing. We can also obviously supplement this pump from a hydrant supply which we find on most streets, and it would go into this connection here, and then we have obviously an additional water supply to the 1400 litres of water that we already have on the lorry. Coming on to this side, very much a water rescue stroke flooding type of locker. We've got dry suits which crew members can wear when they turn up. We've got a means of washing down after maybe a farm incident or a water incident, so that we can look after ourselves. We've got helmets, water rescue helmets, and throw lines to effect a rescue. This life ring type thing actually fits to a very long pole, so we can actually reach out into lakes and rivers to a potential person needing rescuing, get them to grab hold of that and then pull them back in without even making an entry into the water ourselves. We've got numerous different working at heights gear, so we can actually pull in a system when we're working at height and clip onto something to basically look after ourselves, and it also enables us to lower equipment and stuff, casualties from a height. We've got additional foam stocks there which supplement obviously the integral foam tank I've talked about, and we carry on every appliance. We carry a couple of extinguishers, a foam extinguisher and a dry powder. In this locker we have some drills. One thing I didn't show you in the back locker are some metal lances, which is a new method of firefighting. Instead of entering the building in person, so committing 2 members, we can actually drill through maybe a wall, a window or a door, introduce the metal lance into the compartment that we know is on fire, and then introduce water through that lance, which would bring the temperature of that compartment down massively, from say 400 to 600 degrees down to around about 80 or so, without even affecting an entry ourselves, and then we can subsequently go in and deal with the remnants of the fire. We've got refreshments for the crews when they're out at the job for a prolonged period of time. In here we have backpack sprayers, so it's a portable firefighting capability where crew members can deploy with a backpack on full of water and a small spray to enable to put small fires out, particularly wildfire type fires, or the more remote fires that are small. We've got an immediate emergency care kit here, which is basically a very thorough first aid kit, of which we are given training to use. So it includes oxygen, neck collars, etc. Last but not least, in this locker, again, a variety of kit, generally some small tools. We've got some lighting, some portable lighting there. We've got ropes which we can use. We've got different sorts of gear that clips together depending upon what you want to use. So for instance, beaters for grass fires, for instance, and then pitchforks for dragging haystacks out and the like. And again, all space saving stuff. As you can see, it's very versatile depending upon what you need. In the bottom there we've got what we call a chimney kit, because chimney fires still are quite prevalent. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much a whistle-stop tour of the vehicle. Again, some of the locker space just with some small tools in as well.